Good morning, beautiful. I do hope that this finds you well rested and ready to begin your day. This is your daily tarot and oracle, your daily insight on life and love for January 4th, 2022, also being timeless. So wherever you're catching in time, this could be really relevant. It's general collective. It's not going to make sense, everybody. Don't force it to fit if it doesn't fit. If you have questions about booking a session or any of the services I provide, what might be right for you, go ahead and reach out to the provided email address or find me on the social platforms and send me a DM. Ask about pricing, sales, time zones, and availability. We'll see what is right for you. So I'm looking at cards right now. It seems like you're beating yourself up about whatever your secretive past is. It looks like this is something that you don't want people to know about. It's something that you dwell on, and I think that's something that you're highly insecure about. This is something that I feel like it's somehow keeping you imprisoned. Something that you really need to let go of. Whatever this guilt is, whatever your shame is around it, this might be you, it might be somebody that you're dealing with, but honestly, I need to talk to you about it. So I do see how you have broken free of whatever this addiction is, whatever this shame is, this, it feels like an overwhelming sense of, I just gotta say, guilt, and a huge part of shame. I know I keep saying that, but it's very present in these cards. You have moved on from it, and I do think that you are clearing, I guess, the path with it. You're taking a new direction and you want to leave this behind. But also, I think that it's like you don't know if you can move on from this. Like you're worried that this will always somehow be a part of your story, or somebody's always going to know what went on with you. Listen, you're turning over a new leaf. You're pushing through all of this with a major sense of willpower. And I'm seeing that it's really time for you to get off your own back. This is literally going to have to be one day at a time with this behavior with you. And I feel like there's a feeling of being naive about whatever this new chapter is, whatever you're so desperately trying hard to leave behind. The thing is, you're not. And you gotta stop beating yourself up for what you didn't even know of in the past. I do feel like you are going to be happy, but you've gotta stop punishing yourself for the past that you did have. I need you to know you are an amazing person, an amazing human being. However, you're still a human being. You are still horribly flawed, and you are going to F something up royal just by existing. No one's immune to it. So honestly, get off your own back with that. You don't need to be this continual punishment with yourself. You are literally your own worst enemy. I bet that you have people who do not let up on you, but you're insistent on beating yourself down with this, which is very bullying of you. I don't know if you would do this to somebody else, so I gotta ask, why are you worth the whipping on this? It's not fair. I know you should have known better. You should have known. You should have done this. You should have that. Stop shooting on yourself. It's obnoxious. You're human. You're gonna screw things up, but you wanna know what? You're also human and you're magnificent. You're a story of perseverance. You're a story of overcoming. Well, that goes with perseverance too. That's really a nonsensical word to use after that one, but redemption, there you go. I'll use that. So volunteer, what's this about? I'm using the Butterfly Oracle with this, and we have seeking and finding. So you're seeking redemption and the support in doing so. So it's like you're almost asking forgiveness from source, from spirit, from life, even from yourself. So listen, you have nothing to be ashamed about. I've already told you this. And I've said it in numerous readings, not only in just these kinds of readings, but in private readings. Stop being ashamed about yourself. It's like sitting in a rocking chair. You're not going to get anywhere with it. It's just going to keep you busy. Knock it off. And then their forgiveness is right underneath that, emphasizing, okay, so This is something that has disrupted your life, not only your life, your, it says family, and this is something that's affected your family, whether it's blood or not, whether it's, you know, something where it's your at-home family or your constructed family, what have you, whatever the intimate circle is around you. This changed all of the relationships. So let's look at that. I'm getting the Work Your Light Oracle. Boundaries. Okay. Creating heaven on earth. It's happening. Trust your path. If you knew you'd be supported, what would you do? So what I'm seeing is the changes that you're making in your life. It's not something that everybody's going to be on board with. I think that there is worry, and probably valid worry, that some people in your life are not going to let you move beyond whatever it is that you have either done in life, or that they feel that you still need to be punished for, or that you're the same person. Great. That's really less about you and more about their crap that they need to get over. So you're not going to have support from everybody. And that sucks, but it's also, you know, you're going to find support otherwise. The thing is not to let these people infuse themselves into your story and be the protagonist in it. They don't get to take you out of the main role in your own damn life and put you in a supporting role and make it about them. No, stop it. So then we have creating heaven on earth, trust your own path. If you knew that you'd be supported, what would you do? Okay, so you're really working on creating this amazing life for yourself, being happy and just thriving, going after your lifelong ambitions. Maybe you're discovering new ambitions and it's like, I can really do this. Okay, that's awesome, and you can, but you can't let Tweedledum from the past who can't get over their own crap infuse your life with a sense of failure and futility. You know what I mean. But Spirit is saying, listen, you are not going to get support from where you expected, but you're going to get it from where you need. So keep trucking along with this. And what would you do? All right, so now I'm being pulled to the Starseed Oracle. What the hecking heck does this deck have to tell you? Okay. I want these cards. I don't know what's on them. Hang on. You're not alone. Deep cellular healing. Star ancestors. Okay. The Sea of Mintaka. So you're going into the cave. Now, some might call this hermit mode. Some people might call it Dark Night of the Soul. I don't feel like it's Dark Night of the Soul, though. Some of you might be going into the hermit mode. Dark Night of the Soul, that's going to be for like 1 or 2 people, but I'm so afraid to say that right now because I don't want you to be afraid of the work that you are doing, because it's not necessarily the breakdown that you've experienced before. This is quiet isolation. It's healing, and it says clearly on a cellular level. So you're doing a lot of ancestral healing, and you're doing a reconnection towards your life, which also means that you have to disconnect your threads from pretty much anything and anyone who's around you. And the reason behind this is you cannot have their passive influence on you. It's not authentic for you, and it's not relevant for the work that you need to do and what comes after it. So seeing potential, I think that you're seeing what's left over after you have pulled everything apart, and that you're discovering some really true gems about yourself and really bringing those to light. And I really see that being as an act of courage with you. So I don't think that this has been something very conscious. I don't think that you went into the cave, the hermit mode, consciously. I think that this is something that subconsciously has happened. I was talking to one of my girlfriends, and this is something where I knew that she was going into a very important cave. It was no longer enjoying this play. It was, Phantom of the Opera. And I deeply resonated with what they had said, because I experienced the same thing like a year or so ago. And it was seeing the true story of it, and not just the romance rose-colored glasses of something. And it starts to pull you away from something that you held in a high regard at one time, but it was for a different mindset. So now that your mind has changed, your virtues, your values have changed, your spiritual insights have changed, you cannot plug into the same creative expressions that you did before and still have that same romance to it. So what I'm seeing with this is you having that awareness, and it feels like cynicism, but it's not, and actually unplugging from it and not having it as a distraction. So it feels like it's isolating, it feels like it's lonely, but it's really just defragmenting and reprogramming of your mind, and you're going to be doing it in a very genuine way. This is going to be in the new theme, the new mindset, the new virtues. So this, you're bringing in that new virtue, that new insight, that new programming, a lot of potential to the forefront. So I want to see exactly where this is going. So that addictive behavior, that could be anything. That could be relationships, it could be drugs, it could be physical stuff, but whatever the case is, know that it's coming to an end and nobody can hold that story against you. And I also feel like that's a deep fear. Okay, so what this is leading to is stress. Wouldn't you know it? It's stress. It's not fun. But I think that this stress is going to test your level of emotional control, because I see you wanting to lash out, but I think that that's coming from toxic feminine energy that has been surrounding you. I also feel like it's in the impulsiveness, because you do feel irrational. I feel like you're going to be canceling a lot of your plans and completely scrapping plans altogether. And it feels like it's something that is done hasty. It feels like you're losing your passion. No, you just can't hide behind that distraction anymore. And there is a light at the end of the tunnel, but you have to learn how to rise above this problem. And this is also going to put into question the kind of values that you surround yourself with as far as people go. And then, hold on, there's one more card that I'm feeling with this. Okay, where is it? Hold on. There's one more. Okay. This is so weird because I'm feeling like I need to pull these cards. Okay. All right. This is really stressful and causing you to cancel plans because you're not feeling stable. And it does feel like you're, I guess, going into a very anxious time, and it feels like a slight depression. Again, I'm not a doctor. I can't diagnose anyone, but this feels very depressive. Feels isolating, and also feels hasty, like hasty judgments, hasty actions. And it feels like you're losing your mind, but no, you're getting a lot of clarity. Everything that you are inching away from, cringing away from, is all things that are completely inauthentic to you, and you can't go along with that story anymore. So I don't see you ever going back to that mindset or those likings. You'll probably be able to tolerate a lot of things, but I don't see you having the same passion for the same things. I see that this is going to separate you from the crowd. This feels like an intense tower moment with you. And I don't feel like this came out of nowhere. I feel like this has been slowly building, and I think that it's been the elephant that we're finally addressing in the room. So then we have somebody who's seen as very sarcastic, and it's not manipulative, but it's tactless. And I feel like this is your anger that's coming out, progressive anger. You just want to be left alone. You want to find balance and restoration in your life. You don't want to be lied to anymore. You don't want to deal with anybody's BS. If you heard that, this might be extreme validation for you. You're not ready for any false relationships in your life. You're flipping over it. You hate it. You hate everybody who's involved with it. You hate people who go along with that story. It's like, how can you be this full of crap? Are you choking on the crap that you're so full of? Are you this person? Are you kidding me right now? And I see the frustration building with you, and I see you wanting to lash out, but again, very self-controlled. So I'm being pulled to the mermaids and dolphins. No, there's something over here though. Hang on. I do feel like the cards I'm looking for are over here. No. Interesting. Okay, so not there. Wisdom of the Avalon. I don't remember the last time you used these. Okay. Interesting. Okay, oh, Wisdom of the Avalon. You cocky punk. What do you want to tell the person who's watching this? What do you want to tell them? What is the DL? What do you want to flip and say? Flip and flap? The Stag, pride and leadership. Awesome. The Queen, you're stepping into divine feminine power, which goes along with feminine rage, which is what we're talking about as far as the cynicism go. Then we have the Truth, the sacred markers of truth, and I feel like there's one more in here. The Cat, independence and healthy boundaries. What's this? The Mystery. Oh, darling, you do not know what's coming up, and it is a massive load of wealth with you. So what I'm seeing in here, okay, so these are gonna come out. We have feelings and emotions, thoughts, words, intellectual analysis. And let's see, what's after the evil? A horse. I think that you are gonna actually put off this stoic independence that you have. And I think that you are actually going to have somebody who's coming in and help you readjust your eyes, see things clearly, because I see that you're getting lost in your feelings, your emotions. I feel like it's starting a downward spiral, and it's not that you're lost. I think that you are losing touch with the journey on this. So what I see is you're not sure where this is going. So somebody is going to be coming in to show you the reason behind this. This might be from a tarot reader, it might be from your friend, it could be from your grandma, for God's sakes. So whoever this is in your life, understand that they are being used as a spiritual aid for you, and that they are going to be your tour guide on this. So there's somebody who's already been through this. And I see you actually almost basically like holding on to their elbow, like how a sightseeing person would have helped the blind in the past, and maybe even still today. I'm not 100% on that. But I see that those who have sight in this new chapter, in this new phase, like what you're embarking on, they're coming in as an aid to you. And I think that you will be safely guided, getting in touch with your feelings and emotions, and not intellectualizing your emotions, but being safely able to attach yourself to them and express them coherently. And I see wealth and the Mystery and the Cat. So healthy boundaries and independence is going to help you out of this fog. And we have a wealth of knowledge coming through, and a wealth of, I do feel doors opening. It feels like very rich in experience. So the Queen is about you and your feminine power and your internal journey with this. And I think that this is going to be you in this internal journey, but also networking with those who are also on in this internal journey. And the Stag is you being put in a very strong leadership position with this. And I want to see where else this is going. So you're being put in a leadership position. What is it all leading to with you? So take charge. We also have the Page of Swords. So this is cutting through all the BS, getting to the heart of the matter, very fulfilling emotionally. And I see communications really picking up with you, and a deep acknowledgement of how much you have changed and grown with this, and all sorts of possibilities opening up. I don't think that you're quite going to be able to know what you want to plug into with this, but you are definitely getting into a very confident and take charge drive. And I feel like whatever you were afraid of before is actually going to be used as a major strength of yours. So I almost want to dare like life, go ahead, try and say something about my life. Try and say something about something that you feel that I should be ashamed about, or should be a secret with me. See what happens. You don't want to fight? You don't want to do this? Okay, fine. That's weird. All right, so final cards, Spirit, about this total boss that's watching this video. Okay, there's no fight. and dead seeds are going to be taken out of your life. And I see this taking charge once again, and a gift from Spirit. We have the Lovers here. You're not out of the woods yet. It's going to take you time to recover from this, but you're not holding yourself back. So then we have self-mastery that's coming in with you, but you have to see yourself through a new lens. You're able to see the world through a new lens, but somehow you're still challenged when seeing yourself through an actual lens. But what I love is your inability to be afraid anymore over it, and you just, keep plowing ahead. Okay, this is where this is, and this is what I have to do. Fine, it's gonna suck, but we're gonna do it. We're not out of the woods yet, but eventually we will. I'm going through hell right now, and I cannot stop, because who in the hell wants to stop in hell? This is leading you to a wealth of information, a gift from Spirit. And this card actually came out over here, but when I picked them up, it did that. So anyway, now it's, you are not going to be out of the woods even when you do find the Lovers, and this is all about your soul journey and soul tribe, because what has to heal in relationships is going to be healed in relationships, and you're going to meet your Lovers, whether it's platonic or whether it's actual romance or family even, because this isn't always about love. These are about soul bonds. It's going to be healed and triggered and then healed in relationships. So this is not about fighting, it's about surrendering and really picking what it is that you do want to experience. So this has been the Daily Tarot and Oracle for January 4th, 2022, also timeless. If you do have questions about booking a session, again, reach out in the private email address or on social platforms, send me a DM. Until next time, stay safe, have fun, and know that you're greatly loved and appreciated. Bye for now. So what I'm seeing here is a fresh new start that is coming in, but I think that the delay of it is really what's good for you. So what I'm seeing, this is involving somebody who makes a lot of excuses in their life. You may be collaborating with somebody. This may be somebody who you have a really not so personal connection with, but I do feel like this is somebody important in your life, but I also feel like the energy between you guys is not balanced. So I see what's going on with you is that, first off, you guys have been unclear for quite some time. I see that you're ready to make a decision, whether it's having this person in your life or you're gonna go solo. And it's not that you have anyone hanging on and waiting. It's not that. You're trying to look at what's in the best interest, not only for yourself, for them, and for the collaboration or the couple. I see that you really just want yourself and everybody involved in this to be happy. However, whoever is on the other side of this, whoever this is involving, they are being really pushy. I'm not liking this energy with you. I do feel like there is a major sense of overinflated ego, major sense of self-righteous self. Now, normally I love the ego. I love how people can be confident in themselves. This person is a jerk. This person is being a jerk about it. And I do feel like they are laying it on rather thick with demanding an answer from you. They are pushing you. They are pushing you to, I think, be a little bit more bending for them. And I think that you've done that for quite enough. You've turned over a new leaf. I think that you have healthy boundaries, but I also feel like the challenge is having somebody who is near and dear to you actually care and respect that. Don't bend to their every whim. This is not where you should make some sort of a sacrifice. You've done that enough. I see that you will be rising above this. I don't want you to overthink what their emotional status is in this. They can wait for you. Pushing you on this is not going to work in their favor. You have a decision that you make. You want to move on to a more elevated state of relationship, state of mind. Great. You have to do this the right way this time, jumping into whatever it is based on what their needs were or what their wants were in the past did not serve you well. So you may seem harsh to them, but I think they're kind of used to people just kind of giving up and giving them their way. It's not going to be a thing. Well, I hope that made sense. It's going to be turning over a new leaf, but they have to have respect for what your needs, wants, and lines are. You're ready to take your life back. And I mean that in the most real way possible. And I think that this is divine feminine energy with you. It's not really about anybody around you. This is about you. We all have masculine and feminine inside of us. This is a time of healing. So I think this is what I'm looking at. This is what I've been sitting with for a solid minute. Hang on. Okay. You're doing some incredible self-shadow trauma, whatever the work is for you. This is actually pretty big of you, because the thing is, you know this is going to suck. This is going to be hard. This is not what you would actively want to do. You're not signing up for this. But I think that enough has gone on in the last however long, few years even, where you're like, all right, you know what? I'm done. I'm just done. I'm done breaking myself. I'm done sacrificing myself. I'm done doing this for other people. I'm tired of nobody doing this for me. So now it's like, okay, I need to figure out what is my problem. What is it about me that has put me in this position? I think that what you're doing is you're taking a real stone cold sober look at yourself. You are committed to truly finding the essence of yourself before anyone has effed with it, taking the wisdom and the experience that you have had and truly finding yourself, so that you don't get hung up on these particular people in the same scenarios which keep screwing you over, really. So what I'm seeing here is, you know that this is going to be time. This is not going to be fun. This is going to involve feeling alone. This is going to feel like, okay, it might even feel like, it doesn't even feel like pain. It just feels lonely. It feels hard, and it feels emotionally excruciating, but you can't force yourself to not do this. You have made the commitment to it. So I see you are going to deal with whatever the setback is, whatever the hangups are, whatever the pain is. You are going to learn to really sit with yourself in the silence of that and figure out what is underneath all of that pain, rather than attaching yourself to some form of escapism. And I see this sitting with this and tolerating whatever this is, talking to it, figuring yourself out, is the truest essence of your self and escape, and actually going into a full-blown, amazing and renewed reality. It is the most empowered version of you coming through. It's amazing. This feels like a major challenge, but also good in the same breath. So the cards that I'm looking at, this is what came out in this order. Let me tell you that you're not too far gone. You catching this is absolutely indication of you not being too far gone. I know that you feel like that, but I need to restore some hope with you, because look, you are an amazing person. You have a lot to give, but you burnt yourself out in doing that. What I'm seeing here is complete imbalance and giving your all, and to the point of burning yourself out and traumatizing yourself. I do feel like you have given, maybe even not just relationships, I do feel like this is for romantic prospects in your life, but I think that you have been traumatized by that, and you have burnt yourself out with that. And now it's time that you realize that you're ready to actually move on from all of that trauma. You're ready, but now the work has to be done. What I'm seeing here is it's going to be a quiet time for you. It's not a time of avoidance. I don't feel like you're avoiding anything. I do feel like you are wrestling with some demons. I do feel like there is a point of possessiveness with you, and I actually feel like this is probably the energy that you are carrying that has really laid on thick with whatever these karmic situations of the past are. I feel like you thought that this is what you wanted. I feel like you really talked yourself into that. I think that you really gassed up every little breadcrumb that was occurring here. But the thing is, this is very closely related to a feminine caregiver in your life. Some people equate that to mom issues. I'm not saying that because not everybody has a mom. Not everyone lives with their, parents, birth parents, adoptive, doesn't matter. Whoever the feminine caregiver, the more nurturing, supposedly nurturing caregiver was, I feel like this is manipulative energy and toxic energy around you that has programmed you into burning yourself out in relationships. And now it's not going to be the story moving forward. You've exhausted so much of yourself with that now it's like, okay, time of quiet and healing. And I do see that is happening for you. I do see how you are seeing the attachments of that ungrounded feminine figure in your life. It's going to take a while to set yourself free of that. It's going to take a lot of quiet and down times, but you do have the support with it. So this is all going to turn into the Nine of Cups with you, which is wish fulfillment. You're going to get what you want and what you deserve. So it's really important that you start standing up for yourself and your well-being right now. I'm seeing manipulative feminine energy that is around you that's keeping you stuck and stagnant from moving on. I do feel like this is codependency, whether it's drug or alcohol or work related or relationship or sex related, whatever this is, this you feel like it has ruined you. And you're not ruined, but it's meaning that you're going to have to actually look at the problem rather than just the band-aid that has been put over it. It is dealing with, I do feel like it's very malignant feminine energy, toxic, feminine energy. And I'm not making excuses for anybody. We have toxic feminine, toxic masculine. Right now, we need to zone in on the manipulative mind F that is the toxic feminine energy. So it's stuck, and I do feel like you have been stuck here for quite some time. And I do feel like you are afraid to move on. Something about this has its claws in you, and you are afraid to move on. I think it's the shame that the feminine carries with you, like something that it projected that you have done, and I don't necessarily feel like it's the reality of what happened. So I see that you are getting yourself out of the hangman position. You're cutting yourself free of all of this drama, all this baggage, all this garbage. And I see the trauma that's coming up with it. This looks like it's killing you to pull yourself away from that energy, because I feel like that's all you've ever known, but God, it can't continue along this storyline. So I see that you are being super defensive, and I think that you are borderline wigging out on this, which is rightfully so. I do feel like the heightened emotional state and the anger and the rage that you're feeling with this is incredibly healthy. I don't want you to lose that. I want you to continue to stick up for yourself. This is going to be, this could actually turn into quite the verbal battle, which I want you to stand your ground. You will be supported. You will be stuck up for. Some truth is going to be coming out about the situation. This is what's going to lead to the healing. This is going to show somebody's inaction in helping you, and how that connection in your life was completely out of whack and out of balance. I see a new practical, really wonderful start that's happening for you, and I think that it's going to be a lot easier. I think that you'll be very introspective and wise and calmed moving forward, and I do see you gaining and maintaining a huge sense of freedom and maintenance from this. It's going to take willpower, but the story is going to get easier with you as you stay away from that kind of energy. It's going to take time. This is going to be intentional. It's going to be an investment. It's time for judgment call, karmic, even I want to say karmic retribution. I want to say it dramatically like that too. Listen, you have a heavy load on your back. This is backbreaking, and it's not anything that I don't think that you can stand carrying this anymore. I do feel like you have a huge issue in opening up. I think that you kind of want to tiptoe around it. It's not even the baby steps. You dip your toe in and then you do a duck and run away from it. There's a major issue with you, and being open, it's like you need protection to be vulnerable, and you are testing to see how that protection is in your life. I think that you have done a lot of distraction work and made yourself very charismatic as to not look at what you feel that your wounds are. So you actually asking for and getting help in this might take the people closest to you well, it might take them a moment to grasp what's really going on, because I do feel like this has been hidden about you. So I do feel like a huge karmic contract was just fulfilled in your life. And the reason why I'm saying that is the pyramids in back and the way the cat's standing out to me. It's just whatever it's coming about in this story. I don't know how else to explain it. But this is taking a lot of focus for you. So I think that the focus, I'm really going to get clarity on that with you. The focus is, I guess, what I'm seeing with this, it's how can you maintain sanity and still blossom and be completely nurtured and cared for? How can you still have a sense of security? How can you, I think, be mothered in this? Now, it's not gender related. It's just compassionate, unconditional love. But it feels like very motherly energy. Now, anybody in the world can have that energy, but I'm getting a very strong feeling about the wording of this. So it feels delicate. It feels safe, almost like being cocooned in a blanket. It feels actually womb-like. And it feels like this might be something where you are going to have a hard time moving on to that, and you're afraid to move on from that because it's wondering if this is going to stay consistent or if this is going to somehow backlash against you. The only thing that we're missing is the Queen of Swords. So honesty and boundaries are something that is going to need to be massively moved on, worked on for this. You are coming into bloom, you are blossoming, and this is going to be something that I think gives you, a sense of a strong voice. And I think what I want to say with this is gentle assertiveness moving forward. I hope that made sense. Well, this is definitely a change from what I'm seeing right here from the last few mini reads that I just did. It looks like there's something that is awakening you that you can really depend on, that you feel almost an obligation to, but this is like a desire to it, like it's almost magnetic. It feels good and it feels magnetic, and it feels like it's willingly tying yourself to this. I feel like you've surrendered to a very passionate connection in your life. And what I'm seeing here is it's charging on ahead. Don't try and condition it. Don't try and water it down. I'm feeling like if you're watching this, let the passion ride out in this. It's not going to burn out. I do feel like somebody is making action towards you, and it's pretty assertive. This feels actually really intense and good. This is going to be a relationship in your life that constantly has to be worked on. It is going to be one thing after another. It is going to be a huge responsibility, but I think that the people who are involved in this, first off, it's about healing. It's about taking your time, whether it's with each other or just in general. But I see that this is mutually dependable and mutually agreed upon. And I see that, you know, this normally feels like it would be tied to it and that it's something that you can't get away from. But the feeling that I'm getting right now is it is one energy that is fused by two separate bodies. I know that is so weird to say with this, but it's like glue, mutual dependence. It's not lost, it's not codependent. It's just like two worlds colliding and creating this multiverse. There's a fear. Somebody is holding themselves back with absolutely nothing that has deep root. Divine feminine energy is nervous about this. I think that this reading is to comfort them. So let's see. You do have the choice to reject anything in your life or agree to it. You need to know that you have the power to walk away from anything. You just choose not to walk away. Again, if this is not toxic or abusive, I would go for it. This looks like you've made your choice. So I do feel like you will be facing your insecurities with this. And then we have, you still want to warm up to it. This is feeling like a nervous future. You're nervous about the future, even though that this is divine. You are ready to shed the old identity and to come into this one. And I'm seeing that this, hold on, there's one more card here. New beginning. Ooh, this has to be a two-parter, crap. Okay, so anyway, this is Ascension. This is an ascended, very intense reading. And I'm also seeing the Two of Cups. So this is about traveling together. You guys are maintaining a balance. We have 2, 2, 2. I freaking love this. There's a lot that is being juggled here, but I see that this is mutual effort, and it's very emotionally fulfilling and soulfully fulfilling. I see the ambition, I see the drive, I see the drama, and I see you guys really working to keep your heads above water, not because it's hard, but because there's so much that is going on with it. And then we have at the bottom of the deck, the World card. So hang on one second. I really want to utilize this time, but this actually might be it. So what does the future hold for this power couple? How does this one want to show up? So there's a rejection of an offer. Then I want to see what that is. Okay. All right, we have Temperance in reverse. So it's avoiding hastiness. I think that you both are trying to keep a level head above this. And I think that you both are very aware of the past wounds and overcoming abandonment issues in very toxic one-sided relationships. I think that both parties involved with the passion that resides in this connection. I think that you both are deathly afraid that maybe this is too good to be true. Listen, this is not a one-sided connection. You are healing from codependency. You guys are healing with each other. And I see that this, you guys are not being hasty. And it looks like you guys are rejecting that idea that just because things are going at whatever pace it is, which I do want to look at. What is this? Okay, yeah, this is happening so fast and you guys are just jumping into it. Listen, don't panic. Don't panic. I know it's nerve-wracking, but don't panic. You guys have whatever you can do in life. You have your options, you have your choices, but you guys actively choose this. And I do feel like it is equal and balanced in that this is a beautiful divine connection. I think that it's very progressive and it does have a huge intensity with the future. So yeah, I think that's it. It's real and it's intense and you don't have to worry about it. It's not like the past. So take a leap of faith and know that it's protected, please. It's happening fast, but you know it's not codependent and it's not the past.